the calendar here, and I wanted to explain something that might be a very interesting timeline of the Five Nights at Freddy's events. Yeah, I've tried to solve the timeline of this. Let's start with the first one. The first incident, probably of all of them, is Fazbear's creation, and we know the date. This is surprising, isn't it? A surprising date, because this is what some guy says is Fnaf 1. If I had this, without taking a bath for 20 years, like he said, those lines specifically, why would he say that if Fazbear Entertainment has not been around for that long? And we know that Fnaf 1 is made around 1993. Now, Pat says the coins in Fnaf 3 are assassinate that it was made in 1983, but it might be Pat. I'm not thinking hard enough, but making it sound like the coins were created in 1983. Those coins were created in that time, so the coins come a couple of years, 10 years after. Now, we possibly don't know what happens next, but this is something that could happen. Cassidy, the first victim, because Pat says Susie is the first victim because of Chica's death line, which is pretty solid, but not enough proof, and it might be just, Maxie Moo faking something all over, and it doesn't make any sense until the future. But it means Chica was the first of the kids that got murdered. She was first. She thought she was the first. That's basically what happened. That's where I just want to put. And that would make sense now. So the first victim is Cassidy, because, well, if you see in Fnaf 3, the Fredbear minigame, one of the people goes missing. One of the children go missing. Why would this be important? We're supposed to recognize that one of the missing children go missing in around 1970. Who would this be? Other than Cassidy. Cassidy is supposed to be the start of the franchise. Cassidy is the one who's actually supposed to be the one who should kill. The first one. See? It's all connecting the dots. This makes sense now. We have a solid timeline. Fazbear Entertainment's creation, followed up with Cassidy's death, and makes the coins in 1983. So what happens after everything? Well, possibly before even Fazbear Entertainment made the coins, possibly Elizabeth's death happens. Now, possibly after they make the Faz coins, William decides to install hidden security cameras around Crown Child's bedroom as a form of psychic friend Fredbear. This dude who it's basically a spy camera for William to look and see the Crown Child, so he makes sure he can punish when he bullies him. As we know, this doesn't end up well. Yeah, because of the bite of A3. But now people say the nightmares come after this. When, Crying Child has all those nightmares, hallucinations of the animatronics he used to love. I say that's not a part of the story. And I think that's completely bonkers. Then it doesn't come next after the bite of A3. So we'll explain when it comes up. Now we possibly don't know what happens now, but You can probably tell Fazbear Entertainment is now probably one or two spring locks later for Fazbear Entertainment, and it closes down for the Springlock Company. This Springlock Inc., which is basically the Springlock suits maker, possibly can't sell them Springlock suits anymore, since they are illegal to Fazbear Entertainment. This is probably a couple years after, probably around 1985. Speaking of 1985, William Afton, there was 5 kids in the back room, and he killed them. Well, not 5, you want to say 4. Susie, Jeremy, Bonnie, Susie, I'm getting this fucking wrong. Jeremy, Gabriel, Susie, Fritz. They all get ordered in the back room, and they all get stuffed. Later that night, William Afton's driving home. Yeah, he's driving home from work, doing the missing kids incident, and he sees Charlie outside of the pizzeria. He figures, hey, I'm on a roll today. I think I should just kill her for revenge. He kills Charlie, and there goes that place. Yeah, they actually closed down to blood and mucus, so there goes that place. It's gone forever now. Now, what's next? Well, it's never an end. Juniors. Juniors is supposed to be the next location in the whole Fazbear series. So, Jeremy Fitzgerald gets the micro ship, but we probably don't. Now, people are saying, who's the day guard who just ups and quits? What's none other than William Afton. William Afton possibly took the day shift and murdered a couple more kids. Now, we probably don't know the names, but we definitely know one of his name is Kelsey. We can't be sure of that, but one of them is definitely Kelsey. To be honest. After we know that happens, what happens next? Well, we also possibly know Jeremy gets the night shift, he spends all 5 nights, and he wins. But who the is Fritz Smith? It's none other than Michael Afton. Michael Afton, probably before 1987, probably 1986, his location happened, and he gets scooped. He possibly found a sound illusion disc, which made him hide his skin, making him look plain and looks like a normal human. But he still came to be older and all that crap. Now we possibly know Michael Afton Smith. He tries to freeze the soul, since he actually saw the missing children incident. He knows these souls possess these suits, so he wants to free them. He also does that. He tries to destroy them, kind of like William did. But it didn't work for him. Michael can't do it. He can't the Emperor so much it leads to Jeremy's death. To the bite of 87. Wow. 6 more years later, 1993, Michael Afton works 5 nights at Fnaf 1. Gets a bonus on his paycheck, and gets fired for tampering the animatronics again. This is when the nightmares happened in the timeline, since we can hear the distorted audio of Fnaf 1 phone guy from his phone call. Now, why would that be the case? Well, it's obvious. He's the night guard. Mike Schmidt is the one who plays Fnaf 1, but he's not the coma person. He's a night guard who experiencing pain and suffering and nightmares. Then he has to deal with the final nightmare named Fredbear. And the cutscenes are just flashbacks to the days. So, yeah. And nightmare is just nightmare of sins. Michael has to regain his sins and rebuild himself, put himself back together. He probably becomes not much of a nice person, but he possibly just becomes a helper to the souls. Now, we possibly don't know why William would do such a thing, but we possibly know one thing, that William tried to experiment with Revenant. First dog Revenant. That sounds like dog shit. Anyways, he did with Susie's dog, and now he wants to test with something else. Human life. Michael should try and go back to the old Freddy Fazbear's. That sounds like a good idea. Listen to William acting. But, guess what? William destroys the animatronics, was able to make some Revenant. Sounds like a good odds, isn't it? And then the souls chase him in string body suit. Since William couldn't get out, since Charlie and Cassidy were blocking the exit, he had to hide in the suit. Thanks for trying to him. It was soaked wet since you guys used it. Possibly during the first murder. Since Glitch Shop was probably for the second two killings of Kelsey and the missing children of Susie. Yeah, let's just call it that. As we know now, William dies and becomes Springtrap in the system. Wow. Yes, we did well. There's only one problem. William had to eject himself with some Revenant. He knew this was going to happen. So now he's trying to find Michael and kill him. That's why he's so aggressive at him. Now, what happens next? Well, probably after 30 years. And possibly after 20 years. Stuck in that room. Possibly 2013. And Baby have a fight, and Baby's kicked out. Yep. Karma. Then 10 more years later, in 2023, we are here. Fazbear's Fright, the horror attraction. Michael gets a job, but there's actually one mystery. Why was that place built? It was actually built by Henry himself. He wanted to end this once and for all. But he knows this has failed, so that's why he made Fnaf 6. Now, look, that's basically good. We possibly know the rest of the show. Michael possibly burns down Fazbear's Fright. He helps Henry with, the big project. Pizza assembly. He gathers all the souls into one place and burns them alive. Now, when does Ultimate Custom Night take place? Will it possibly take place in Michael's nightmares? Who would else have skin with eyeballs not with bongos asses himself, Michael? You see, Norman, the crying child, actually thought that Michael was William. Since he saw his father kill kids, he possibly wanted to feel his karma, so he can put him in hell. He accidentally put Mike in hell. When he figured that out, he decided to do it to William too. It possibly was during UCN, the full UCN. So it was possibly only Nightmares, Fnaf 1, and Fnaf 2. And possibly Fnaf 4 and Fnaf 6. Then every animatronic was at William. Kelsey, Cassidy, and Norman are all suffering inside the corn Freddy. And at least William escaped from hell. Yes, he takes control of Danny, and Fnaf VR, and that's what we know for now. But there's also some other reasons, some other theories I want to point out in my timeline. Why does Norman, the crying child, calling Cal Norman, but his official name is Norman. Why does he always cry? You know, he's a well, it's often because he saw something. He saw Charlie's death. He saw his father go up to Charlie and stab him to death. How do you know that? It's because of the midnight murders. He went to that place again. That's Freddy's, his favorite place. And then he started having nightmares. He never saw the puppet. He always saw the puppet as a nightmare. But why is he not paying? Just because of one reason. He wasn't sure if it was a nightmare. Nightmare is a nightmare. He saw black. Only blackness allowed Charlie. That would make sense because it's a child's mind. Thank you guys for watching this short timeline video. Be sure to blah 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 blah. Please now, or you'll never get a cookie. You'll get cookies. Bye.